Okay, Robert, do you notice anything different about me?
You got your hair slightly darker color and you have more pronounced bangs.
One more thing. I changed it today.
What?
There's something I changed today. Do you notice it?
What you did was you had a hair transplant then replacement. So you had all the hair from the left side of your head taken out and all the hair from the right side of your head taken out, and then you switched them. So your right side hair is now on your left and your left side hair is now on your right. Nailed it.
He didn't.
Okay.
You didn't nail him. Try one more time.
Okay. You have a slight... I'm noticing like you kind of look like Jennifer Aniston in the 90s. It's it's very kind of a 90s floof. So maybe you got a slight curl on top or something.
I cut my hair at the bottom this morning.
Who cut your hair?
I did.
Bro.
I put it in little pigtails and then I cut the ends. No, just a little bit. I just needed a little trim. Because I just needed a little trim. It was like getting too long.
But didn't you get your hair professionally cut a week ago?
But I was scared to tell her that I wanted to go a little shorter because she really likes long hair and she really always discourages me from going even a little shorter. Even a little shorter. She really doesn't like to do it to me. And which again, I always say that's actually the sign of a good hairdresser because it's a hairdresser who doesn't want to sabotage you. People always talk about this, but like when you are an above average looking girl, not to say that I'm above average looking, but like I'm not.
You're above average.
Okay.
No one on the internet is going to call you conceited for saying you're above average.
But I'm saying I'm above average, so that is conceited. I'm saying like whatever average is, I'm above it. That's conceited inherently. It's saying that I think I'm better than average people. That's conceited.
I don't
anyway,
think
whatever.
necessarily
Okay.
conceited. It's pretty faint praise to give yourself.
I'm over a 6, which is above average, right? I'm over a 6. Great. Okay. But when you're over a 6, a lot of times when you go to the hairdresser, like the hairdresser sabotages you. And this is the first hairdresser I've gone to where I would say she's like hotter than me. And so she always gives me a good haircut. And this is the first person who's cut my hair that I've ever liked what she's done. But I will
Evidently
say,
you didn't like it. You're cutting your own hair a few days later.
I just needed a little. I didn't do anything crazy. I literally just cut like an inch off the bottom.
I'm gonna ask this.
The very bottom.
I just want to know. So you woke up this morning and you secretly cut your own hair.
It wasn't secret. You could have walked in any moment. It wasn't secret. It took
but
me
just
5
answer
seconds.
yes or no.
I would really push back on
this
the
morning
word
you
secret.
cut your own hair.
Yeah, this morning I cut my hair.
Would you say you also are in a little bit of a hormonal stage right now emotionally?
Yes. But to me, like hormones are a part of life. And what is life if not making some imperfect decisions sometimes?
Well, my thing
that
is
are governed by a less than ideal, stable hormonal state.
Okay, my thing is that I have obviously your hair looks great.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like, is you waking up in the morning, cutting your own hair less than 2 weeks after getting it professionally cut, is that kind of a canary in the coal mine? Of just like of a Dana on the brink phase of a Dana.
See, I don't like to read into that. I also think like when you say that, how do you say this? I think that is a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
When you act like one thing that I do is going to, be the catalyst of a chain reaction of negative behavior, I would say that is not productive.
No. I'm not saying it's going to be a chain.
Because also, it's like such a subtle change that I'm like, it's not like I dyed it or
But you're saying that
fried it off.
Yeah.
I literally okay, can I say something? Before I went in to get my hair cut last week, I was going to get this length. I even told you. I said, I think I'm going to go a little shorter. I told you that, right?
Yeah.
I came back. It wasn't shorter at all because I get there and she goes, I don't want to take any length off. That's what she said. She said, I don't want to take any length off. And I didn't want to like push or be pushy. So I was just like, okay, whatever. But then I got home and I was like, wait, I did want a couple inches off.
You're afraid to just tell your hairdresser I want to take some length off?
I wasn't afraid.
You're not afraid though to cut your own hair? That feels like you're taking risks.
Cutting your own hair is not so crazy. Lots of people cut their own hair.
Who?
Like literally look up any YouTube tutorial how to cut your own hair and they have like millions of views. There's
Midnight Milkshake.
Millions.
Hey, look, man, I don't care. I don't mind you.
I gave myself a little trim.
All right. When did you last get your professional haircut?
I got my haircut last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday?
Yeah.
So a few days ago?
Yeah. But like I said, I didn't know how to assert that I actually did want some length off.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you this.
What?
How much did you pay for your haircut on Wednesday?
I'm going to decline to comment because it's above average.
There you go. And you have no problem saying above average on that.
I know it's clearly above average. The salon has gotten expensive. I was telling you this, but everyone at the salon I go to, you guys, the average age of the clientele has gone up like 20 years, which is such a recession indicator that no one my age can afford this hair salon anymore.
Yeah.
Everyone there was like 50s, 60s, and it used to be a very young clientele.
Now, you could also interpret that as like that means that a lot of people's parents have stopped supporting their kids because maybe a lot of the young clientele.
That's actually really true. Like how many millennials who were getting their haircut at this high-end salon were having their haircut subsidized by their boomer parents.
Or and maybe they've since ended up falling out with their boomer parents. By the way, you hate your mom when you're willing to go brunette. When a blonde girl's willing to go brunette,
that's so real.
that means that she's done.
When she stops taking highlight money, it's over.
Yeah. Well, like I know people who like I know for a fact they're spending hundreds of dollars every couple weeks to keep their hair blonde. Yeah. And then sometimes I'll follow them online and I'll see them like complaining about,
money.
The price of this, price of that.
Yeah.
And, support everyone's on their own journey.
Totally.
But I do have that thought where I'm like, can't be that bad. You're still blonde.
Well, 100%. I think I always, whenever I hear an obviously, bleach and tone blonde who clearly gets her roots done at least every 6 weeks, conservative estimate, complains about money, there's a little bit of an eye roll there. There's always going to be a little bit of an eye roll. Always an eye roll.
No judgment.
No judgment, but an eye roll.
But it's also like me being like, you're okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's like if I complain about like being broke, you can kind of look at me and be like, okay, but you're not like broke. But you know what I mean? Like you're okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My hairstylist did say something that to me is a recession indicator, which is that people have been just highlighting the front parts of their hair. As in, like, they're getting less highlights throughout their head and more just in the section that you see possibly just on camera.
So if I were getting my highlights, I like to be kind of photographed from the side. So I would just get like one angle of my hair highlighted.
Yeah. Only what's on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has their own journey, but I guess my point is that no, it's not a big deal that you cut your own hair.
No, I don't think so.
It also doesn't look bad. It looks great.
Yeah.
But it is, I would say it is inherently peculiar to pay a lot of money, above average amount of money for a professional haircut and style.
But I would argue
and then a few days later, do it yourself. I
would argue it wouldn't look okay if I hadn't just paid a lot of money to get it done, if that makes sense. Like the reason why I was able to just put it in little pigtails and cut off the bottoms and have it look okay is because it's already been so expertly layered and curated. Okay. If you will.
Whatever you have to tell yourself. Whatever you have to say. I mean, look, I say do it. I fundamentally believe do whatever you want to do.
I think it's honestly because it's so freaking hot out and the extra couple inches to blow dry are a nightmare. Yeah, that's true.
That extra couple inches. Also, you're getting so overheated with like this part of your collarbone was like fully covered by hair.
You don't know what it's like. And every couple inches matters and adds weight and heat. That's true.
Dude, I don't know. I will say this. I took a shower and then we went to walk the dog. And then as we're walking the dog, my hair was dry like that.
Yeah.
I was immediately dry.
Well, we've talked about the summer has begun. Summer has officially begun. We are now in a post 4th of July summer.
So the real summer is the post 4th of July summer.
Well, I also think, dare I say, there's a level of melancholy that sets in post 4th of July, maybe even like during 4th of July, where you're kind of aware of like, oh my God, my summer is half over. And then it's like, have I been doing what I wanted to do with my summer? Am I on track to be prepared for fall?
Well, we were talking about this, but it's like, no, we had a great 4th of July. We went to the beach. We went on a hike. We got hot dogs. We watched the fireworks. So we did all the things, but I do think there is an inherent melancholy to 4th of July. And I think part of it is what you're saying, which is like, it kind of does signal like, supposedly the height of summer that then inherently after 4th of July, it's kind of only going to kind of go downhill until you're in fall. You know what I mean? So it's a transitionary period. But I do think another thing with 4th of July is that the whole thing with 4th of July is its theme is almost fun. Its theme is you got to have fun.
Yeah, you have to have
It's really open-ended. Because like Thanksgiving is like you have to have a dinner. And there's even like sports on TV. And it's family and dinner. And even at the dinner, they tell you what to serve. 4th of July is weirdly open-ended. But it's like if you don't have fun, you're doing something wrong.
You know what it is there's not as many prescribed activities, but there is a prescribed emotion that you're supposed to feel.
Yes.
Which I think like that's always a lot of pressure because there's not like a uniformity in like what people do. Like everyone does something different on 4th of July. A lot of people like to go to the lake. They go on boats.
Yes.
I also think it's one of those holidays where, dare I say, it seems like only really rich people and really poor people enjoy it. Like it seems like the people who are enjoying 4th of July most, it's like either I'm at the trailer park doing homemade fireworks and like shooting my gun or I'm on a fucking yacht. Yeah. And like to me, those are the only 4th of July activities that like seem appealing.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and leapfrog over the kind of class war element of that.
Sure.
But I do think there's something to 4th of July because I bet I could be on the yacht and still be like, oh man. There is like a tinge of like melancholy on the yacht. But also, we were talking about this. It's like we've had every kind of 4th of July the past few years.
Yeah.
We've had just ourselves grilling by the pool. We've had pool party with a bunch of people and friends. We've had other person's barbecue with a bunch of like friends and peers. And then like, you know what I mean? Like we've done all the different versions. And I will say on each version, there is a little bit of like, there's just like a little twinge.
Well, there's so much expectation that reality simply can't match it.
Yes. And also everyone is kind of performing it's fun and crazy, but it's like what's fun? What's crazy?
I also think, I was thinking this too. The people in our culture who have these like really ostentatious 4th of Julys, that's work for them. Like when you look at like the influencers who go all out for 4th of July, or like, for example, Michael Rubin's White Party, or like the kind of like the Hamptons 4th of July, a lot of those people, those are work events. So do you know what I'm saying? Like the people who appear to be having the most fun on 4th of July, at least on social media and in pop culture, those are people are working. These are work holidays for those people.
Yeah.
And then all the rest of us are looking at people essentially posting about work functions, being like, oh, I'm not having as much fun as these people at a work function. That's a work function. And speaking of work functions, Taylor Swift's wedding was on 4th of July. Talk about adding a lot of like pressure and stakes to an already high stakes holiday.
Yeah.
But I am like, it's so funny because Taylor Swift's wedding, obviously a work function for every celebrity who was in attendance.
Including the bride and groom.
It
kind of feels like.
And it just seems like we're looking at all these people having fun and then we're forgetting like they're at fucking work.
They're at work. Well, I saw that like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, their wedding was officiated by Adam Sandler, and I'm like, that's weird to me.
That's odd.
Am I crazy? Like, that's odd.
Also, like, why would Adam Sandler want to spend his 4th of July officiating the wedding of people he doesn't know?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't the beauty or wouldn't like the perk of being like that rich and famous be that you don't have to do anything you don't want to do with people you don't like that much or care about?
Yeah.
But no, like these people are all clearly, someone on TikTok described it as this, which I thought was really funny, where she was like, when you look at the pictures of people pulling up to Taylor Swift's wedding, you just see like every celebrity who's there, it's because they answered the equivalent of a Hollywood Craigslist ad.
Yeah.
Like it's a job posting.
Well, what they're really saying, if a celebrity attended Taylor Swift's wedding, what they're really saying is they have no real friends to have a fun 4th of July with.
That's literally what they're saying. They're saying they'd rather work on 4th of July than go to like a family barbecue.
Yeah. Well, and also you might be thinking like, but wait a minute, Robert, if you were invited, wouldn't you go? And it's like, obviously, but I'm below them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. If I was as successful as Adam Sandler, you would never catch me there.
I think that's exactly how I feel, where I'm like, if I had Adam Sandler's career, if I was at where Adam Sandler is in his life and his work, no fucking way would I be spending my 4th of July doing work. That's work.
And look, maybe it's just this thing of like I found Taylor Swift's last couple albums underwhelming, and I love Olivia Rodrigo's newest album and all of her albums, and I can't get the image of like Taylor Swift's lawyers just like legally body slamming at like teenage Olivia Rodrigo. Yeah. Like out of my head, but it's like I find myself skipping Taylor Swift songs when they come up on shuffle for the first time in my life.
I think the music getting worse has been a huge part of kind of like my negative attitude shift toward her for sure. I also think in general, it seems like people online are less afraid to express anti-Taylor sentiment.
Yes.
It used to be like very
low-hanging fruit
scary.
to just say something positive about Taylor Swift.
Yes, exactly. But really, it was like risky.
Yeah.
It was seen as dangerous. Like you're like sticking your toe in the fire by even daring to say something less than complimentary about Taylor Swift. But I do think, like you said, the Olivia Rodrigo scandal of it all, the kind of like making it becoming very clear that her girls supporting girls only applies if she's not threatened by said other girl.
Yeah.
And also, again, the steady kind of decline of her music.
I think that's true. I think, well, look, but also I would say, normally I'd be like, well, the number one thing is the decline of the music. But I would say also it's like, nah, because I found myself skipping songs I do like. Like Now That We Don't Talk is a song that it just came up in the car and I skipped it. Because I do think it just like, suddenly I'm like, now I'm thinking about like Madison Square Garden and like the Kansas City Chiefs. And also, did you see like footage of like, there's like Taylor Swift fans just outside MSG while the wedding is happening. And then like security guards are like bringing them like little morsels of food. And it's very like French Revolution.
Oh my God, that sounds horrible.
It's very let them eat cake.
Yeah.
It's very...
But it sounds like she was providing the cake.
Huh?
It sounds like she was providing the cake.
Yeah, and that was where Marie Antoinette went wrong.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have cake.
Right,
Actually,
right.
someone saying let them eat cake when you have cake
is actually totally fine.
It's really
I think
helpful.
that's valid.
So I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the fact that they were feeding the fans morsels, I would say, raises the...
Well, but it's not like every fan got a piece of cake. It's not like they said which by the way would be crazy.
No, I think that would be good. I think if Taylor was trying to endear herself to her fans, she would be giving them each a piece of cake. Although, doesn't that... Okay, I always thought about this, but like when you're rich and famous, you like don't want to offer people food or anything like that because it opens you up to lawsuits. Did you know that?
Yeah. I didn't know that. I don't know why I
Like
just
how
said
certain
yeah.
like rich famous people like won't give out Halloween candy and stuff like that because it opens them up to lawsuits.
The things that here's the thing about rich people, they're all afraid of getting sued, except for the shit they just want to do. Do you know what I mean? Like every like rich person is like, I'm really paranoid about getting sued. That's why I can't give homeless people money or like give food to the hungry. But also they always have like 50 butlers. You know what I mean? They have someone like doing their laundry for them and around their house all the time.
Yeah.
They have like people, they have like always like have like workers climbing the scaffolding of their house without safety harnesses, but also they're too paranoid about getting sued to ever like donate money to charity or something.
Right. Or it's like the kind of thing where they're constantly worried, for example, that a tree in their yard will fall on someone and they'll get sued for that. But they have no qualms hiring a crew of 10 people to routinely be cutting down trees around their property. The employees who are there to cut trees would be far more likely to get hurt by the tree and sue you.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Like it's a kind of... trying to prevent getting sued puts you in situations where you're more likely to get sued.
Well, but that's always like where a lot of rich people go. They go like they go into like faux responsibility.
Yeah,
it's like I need to be responsible, but then they'll do like the most like and I'm gonna like blow my money in the most batshit insane ways. But also, whenever it's something I don't want to do, I'm gonna act like, well, that specifically would be a liability.
Right.
But also, all the batshit insane you do want to do is like any liability just gets lost in the sauce. But you know, what do I can't wait till I'm rich and then I'm at Taylor Swift's wedding and I'm.
You mean her like second wedding? Who do you think her next husband will be?
Well, the real question is, who is her current husband?
That's a really good question.
I'm not entirely confident
that they're legally married.
I'm not confident that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are legally married.
Well, for me, it's reminiscent of the Tana Mojo Jake Paul wedding a couple years back. I don't know if you were privy to this.
I'm familiar with the lore. It was like a fake promotional wedding to get views online. It was a fake promotional
wedding that they made for content where Jake pranked Tana at the altar. I think maybe he like spilled something on her. Basically, Tana wasn't really aware of the extent to which this was going to be like a prank wedding. Mm-hmm. But they were not married on paper. It was really just for content. Yeah. And I am like, it feels like that to me. It feels like Travis and Taylor is bigger scale Jake and Tana.
Well, my thing with the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift wedding is like I feel like I can see too many of the moving pieces. With Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, I genuinely don't see a real relationship there.
No.
Which normally you could be like, well, you don't know these people. They're just celebrities. But it's like, I feel like I see everything else. You know what I mean? She did it at Madison Square Garden. She invited the CEO of AMC Theaters and also like all of like the major Disney executives to the wedding. Also, she's looking forward to doing a residency, and it's said to be between the Sphere and Madison Square Garden. And so clearly to me, what's going on is she was filming her entire wedding at Madison Square Garden. That is going to be released on Disney Plus and in select AMC theaters, and then that will also serve as her announcing her formal residency at MSG. Like that just feels very A to B to C to me. And I'm sorry, but like if your wedding fits incredibly cleanly into your brand and business dealings, it does make me kind of question like what's going on.
Yeah, I think everything just feels too convenient. Yeah. Like what are the odds that the person that you're in love with is also the person that undeniably could help propel your career the most on the whole planet? Okay, I also think,
by the way, it should be remembered, her and Travis got together on the heels of her Maddie Healy relationship, which was incredibly like, at least online, like controversial amongst her fans. Travis was also trying to build out his non-football business ventures.
I think, in my mind, I kind of am like, who believes this? Are there people out there who genuinely believe that this is a real relationship? To me, it seems like that would be the minority. To me, it's not the minority are people who doubt this. To me, the minority is anyone who thinks that this is even kind of real.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, how stupid do you think we are? I guess that's my feeling when I watch the whole wedding. I kind of am like, how stupid do these celebrities think the public are at this juncture? Like, do you think that we think that Millie Bobby Brown is there because she's best friends with Taylor Swift and she genuinely supports the love of Travis and Taylor? Do you think that we think that? Do you think that we think that Adam Sandler gives a frick about officiating Taylor and Travis's wedding? Like, I'm just genuinely confused here. Like, to what extent are we, the public, expected to in earnest engage with this? Obviously, it's a spectacle. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, like, I am fascinated by everything at play. But, like, do they actually think that we buy this? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Do you guys think that we buy this?
Well, it's like when Taylor Swift announced she was doing a song for Toy Story 5 and then instantly, by the way, announced during the rollout for Olivia Rodrigo's third album. Interesting. But it's like, she announced a song for Toy Story 5. There's suddenly all this press about it. There's crazy press about Taylor Swift's song in Toy Story 5. And she did this. And I'm like, and to me, I'm like, well, you're clearly trying to get an Oscar, would be my bet.
Right.
That would seem to be like what you're trying to do here.
Very transparent.
Very transparent.
In your motives. Yes.
And again, I'm not saying, hey, man, if you're, I guess if an Oscar's within striking distance, get the Oscar. But like, why is it that like, it's just, you can just see it. You can see all the moving pieces.
Like, that's what's so odd to me is I'm like, if everything feels so transparent, it feels so obvious. Oh, I'm doing my wedding to this person who obviously enhances my public profile on the biggest holiday of the year at the biggest performance venue in the country in order to essentially tease my residency at said venue. Like, it just, again, it feels so like, I'm like, who would like this? Like,
well, she invited the starting 5 of the New York Knicks who just won the championship. But I'm like, but why would they be there? Well, they just won the championship. Yeah, why would they be there? So if they had lost the championship, they're not there.
Yeah, I guess not.
Taylor Swift invited the starting 5 of the New York Knicks to her wedding, but then it's like, okay, like, so what? If they had lost, would she invited the San Antonio Spurs?
Well, we were even talking about the re-ingratiation of Lena Dunham into her circle.
There's a little bit of there, too, because I remember Lena Dunham is suddenly back in Taylor Swift's squad, but also it seems like when Lena Dunham's online profile was not as positive as it's been the last, like, few months, after kind of people have rediscovered girls and appreciated Lena Dunham again, suddenly she's back in Taylor Swift's squad. But I don't think Taylor Swift was... It seemed like Taylor Swift distanced herself from Lena Dunham until it was convenient to suddenly act like, oh yeah, we're best friends again. I'm like, what's going on?
What's going on? Also, like, yeah, like you said, if the Knicks had lost and Lena Dunham's book Fame Sick had flopped, would those people that I just mentioned be at the Taylor Swift wedding?
Yeah.
I think that's a really valid question. Also, apparently Karlie Kloss was there, which is like a whole spectacle and source of speculation because famously Karlie Kloss and Taylor Swift were rumored on Tumblr circa 2012, 2014 to be in a lesbian romance.
Yeah, but I never really bought into that.
Yeah, you don't really buy into
also,
that.
I would say the Gaylors have taken a massive hit the past few years. The people who were convinced that Taylor Swift is secretly a gay, I think
but now there's a whole contingent of people who also think that Travis is gay, and they still think Taylor's gay. That's a huge contingent of people on the internet. They're each other's beards. That's what the song Lavender Haze is about.
That's crazy. I mean, that people on the internet will think anyone's gay. People on the internet would think that I'm gay.
And he's not.
And I'm not.
We're kind of like budget Travis Taylor.
Maybe that's why we're getting so salty about it.
Yeah, we're like,
but no, it's like we had the MSG did come to us and they said, have your wedding here.
And we said that just feels like a lot.
And then we said that feels like a lot.
no one's going to buy that. I said that it's just going to seem too transparent. And then the Knicks asked, but this was last year and they hadn't won anything.
Yeah, they got eliminated in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I'm like, you just lost.
Like, why would we have you at our wedding?
Why would we have you at our wedding?
Obviously Lena Dunham wanted to come, but it was pre her comeback, and so we were like,
it was pre her comeback. We're like, Lena,
you're
sorry.
not hoary now, lady. Lady.
Well, no, but for us, Lena had nothing to come back from. I think that's also it.
No,
it's
yeah,
like,
we've always.
If we were in,
Lena's always been in good standing in our home.
We've never really knocked Lena.
No, we have nothing but respect for Lena. We love Lena.
Well, when it comes to Travis and Taylor, we have questions. But also, it should be noted, it's like where we grew up with the Taylor Swift music. We're big Taylor Swift fans.
We have historically been big fans of the music. We've listened to All Too Well 10-minute version probably for at least, what would you say, 10 hours. I've probably listened to 10 hours worth of 10-minute version.
Do you want to hear my hottest Taylor Swift take?
I do.
I think Taylor Swift is one of the 5 greatest songwriters of all time, and I think everything she's done after Lover has hurt her case. That's my hottest Taylor Swift take.
Pretty hot take.
I think that if her career had just stopped at Lover, you could literally make an argument top 3 songwriter of all time. I think post Lover though, suddenly it's almost as if she became aware that she's in the conversation for top songwriter of all time, and then started to kind of make that more of a brand as opposed to an earnest thing she was doing. And I do think there's been a lot of like messiness that have muddied her case a little bit.
I think she got high on her own hype. I think she kind of fell victim to the notion that she could do no wrong.
Yeah, and that's why I never get any hype. And that's intentional because I'm not trying to get high on it.
So true.
So when people try to give me hype, I say no.
Hype is a drug.
Hype is
and
a drug.
I say no to drugs.
Yeah.
Dare.
Yeah, but I never really got into Folklore and Evermore. I like Midnights. I don't. And I would say when she does the album re-releases, I say that All Too Well 10-minute version counts for Red back in the day. So I don't count that as like new. Even though, it probably is new. But, I like how a few seconds ago, I'm like, people on the internet think that I'm gay, and then I'm just hitting this Taylor Swift take.
Well, but you know what's interesting is it's like I'm sure you know more Taylor Swift songs than like Travis does. But Travis is gay. It's just interesting.
He's not gay. I don't think Travis is gay.
Okay, so you don't think that there's any validity to the mutual beard rumors?
I don't think there's any validity to the mutual beard rumors. I do think it is a purely business relationship. Also, the way both of them are going about this relationship seems very inconsistent with what they've done before. No one even knew who Travis Kelce was dating before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's since, I think, like spoken to that effect on Instagram. But like, look at the way Taylor Swift dated Joe Alwyn versus this relationship, which is so immediately public and part of her brand. It does feel very calculated.
Yeah. But again, it begs the question, do you think that we should believe this? Like, is this a giant social experiment? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are they just trying to see how obvious and like play in our faces they can be while still having people give a fuck?
But also the majority of people, I guess, clearly do. So I guess I don't know. But also, it seems like every single member of the Kelce family has now emerged as a celebrity as a result of this. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck Joe Alwyn's mom is. Do you know what I mean?
It makes me think they're CIA.
You think the Kelce's are CIA?
Yeah.
You think Mama Kelce is a CIA?
I think Mommy Kelce is CIA. And that's a conspiracy I haven't even heard the likes of Candace or Tucker broach.
I love the way you say CIA. You make it like a 10-syllable word. CIA.
The CIA.
Mama Kelce.
Mama Kelce is in the CIA.
Imagine you're a foreign operative. You get captured on U.S. soil, and then when they pull the bag off your head, it's Mama Kelce.
Dude.
And she's wearing New Heights merch.
What's New Heights?
That's Travis and his brother Jason's podcast.
I didn't know that's what it's called.
I should also say I like Taylor Swift's music on the whole. I also find Travis Kelce and his brother incredibly charismatic. And every time I see a clip of them, I want to dislike them, and I find them charismatic. So this is not coming actually from a distaste for anyone's personal brands. And I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum.
I don't have a, but that's the thing. I don't have any resentment toward either of their personal brands, but it is like how obviously strategic and mutually beneficial their union is that like makes me raise my eyebrows and makes lots of people raise their eyebrows.
I think so, but I think most people are just like, but then I see all these celebrities lining up to like go, and that also just makes me look at the celebrities and go like, don't you have something better to do?
But again, Hollywood Craigslist, no, because they have to work as much as they can, and this is work.
Well, it also reminds me of like, again, the Bezos wedding in Italy, which by the way, I think by comparison seems suddenly like low key, but like the fact that like Leonardo DiCaprio and Sydney Sweeney were at Jeff Bezos' wedding, I'm like, you don't know that guy.
But it's work.
It's work for you, but you don't know that guy. Why are you doing that?
For work, because they're workaholics.
Because he's a workaholic.
Because they're workaholics.
When I see Leo on a yacht talking to like Jeff Bezos, I'm like, you're a workaholic.
You're like, he never stops grinding. But it's true. Yeah. Whenever you see these celebrities on yachts, you're like, these lazy celebrities, I'm like, they are clocking in. That is their factory.
It's like a sales conference.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Or even, okay, like back to the white party and 4th of July. So in general, like these holiday weekends, I do think for the celebrities, which people call celebrities the working class elites, which I think is true. They're the, upper echelon of people who have to actually work to remain rich.
Yes.
Right? Like they have to show up to these events or slowly their status will slip. Slowly they'll, not get the same kind of jobs and same kind of pay they've been accustomed to, blah, blah, blah. Of
course.
But like Michael Rubin's white party, which I believe was on the 3rd or the 2nd. It was a couple days before 4th of July.
Yeah, I think it was this. I think it was the 2nd, and then I showed up the 3rd because a lot of times they leave like little scraps laying around.
Right.
So I'll pick up like a handkerchief that like Kim Kardashian sneezed into.
Do you want to share that?
Huh?
I saw it over there. Did you want to share it on camera?
No, I'm letting it stew a little bit, and then
just really get her germs soaked up in there.
I really want to make sure it fully gets the Kim Kardashian.
Did you see Kim Kardashian take like that World Cup player's like sweaty towel or whatever?
No.
People think that, and then he like lost the goal or something. Okay, I'm really
He
watching
lost
this.
the goal.
Okay, I'm really watching this. But basically, recently, Kim Kardashian was at some big sports match. I believe it was a World Cup event, and she took some player's sweaty towel, and then he lost the goal, and people basically were saying like that's how she does her witchcraft, and she steals people's luck like that.
So a soccer player gives her his game towel.
Mm-hmm. No, he did. Yeah, I think she just took it. He like put it down and she went and took it. There's a video of her going and like taking some guy's sweaty towel. This is real. It's not AI.
And then he didn't make his goal.
And then he didn't make a goal.
And
people
Kardashian
think
witchcraft.
that, and that would be the Kardashian curse. Play in full
The
effect.
Kardashian curse is pretty loose, I will say. I do think a lot of the Kardashian curse stuff is pretty.
Well, there's a lot of people on TikTok who've traced their lineage back like multiple generations, and apparently their Armenian relatives were like crazy grifters.
The Kardashians?
Like, they've always been scammers, like for their generations upon generations of scammers.
The Kardashians
Yes.
have?
They used to be like the Karzig stands or something.
The what?
They used to have like a different last name. Kardashian was a new last name.
Do you hear yourself? Talk about cutting your own hair. And
My problem.
this is why we weren't invited to Taylor and Travis, by the way. They didn't want this energy.
Yeah. Maybe, again, I think a goal for us should be to be invited to Taylor's next wedding, to whoever that is.
Well, I bet her next wedding is like a secret one. I bet her next wedding
will be a real wedding.
Will be a real wedding if it hasn't already happened.
Right.
If it hasn't already happened, it's like she's dating.
Like she's already secretly married to someone else.
Yeah, she's dating some like painter, and we don't know.
Do you think he's good at painting?
Huh?
Do you think he's good at painting? Do you think it's a man?
I think Taylor Swift's real person who she's dating is a man. He wears like glasses and he's kind of like a more in like the Matty Healy, Joe Alwyn faux artistic type. And I think he paints. And I think it's one of those things where it's like she does like his paintings. He is a good painter. But then she unveils a couple months in the relationship that she started painting too.
Oh no.
And then her painting sells for way more than his painting will.
Yeah.
And then he's like, it's only because you're famous.
Yeah.
And she's like, you can't handle the spotlight.
Yeah. And then she's like, he's a hater.
And he's like, I didn't want to date the spotlight. I just want to date you.
But I bet you do that thing that J.K. Rowling did when she tried to publish a book that wasn't Harry Potter, where she like at first uses a fake name and then the painting won't sell, and then she like leaks that like that's her secret painter name.
I gotta be honest, Taylor Swift did exactly the opposite though, that I think is really impressive. Which
This Is What You Came For.
Yeah, she wrote This Is What You Came For Calvin Harris when she's dating Calvin Harris, and it was a huge success. And then after they broke up, she's like, that was me, I did that. And I think she started performing it at her concerts and stuff.
That's really funny.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
And that's good fun.
Yeah, totally.
And I love that.
Yeah. Well, but it's like you said, like, here's the thing. When she was dating Calvin Harris, it wasn't like how it is with Travis Kelce.
When she was dating any of the people she dated for real.
Yeah. John Mayer.
No.
Not like this.
Not like this.
No.
Which, again, it does make me... And also, this comes right on the heels of her dating Matty Healy. And by the way, dating him for real, it seems like. And also, even the way that was presented, it's not like she was, like, in the box at a 1975 concert, like, waving with the spotlight. It seemed much more organic. And then people very much rejected that. Her fan base rejected that, it seemed. And then suddenly a perfect brand safe, brand calibrated, everyone's audience benefits and grows from this. It just feels fishy.
Yeah.
It feels fishy.
No, it's suspicious.
But again, 100%. I hope it's clear. It's like we say this as like students of Taylor Swift in that like we have been there on this ride through the whole time.
Which is why it feels so fishy and disingenuous.
Yes.
But I also think it's just in general, I think the Travis Taylor relationship is so interesting to me because like just from a media spectacle standpoint and from almost like a media literacy standpoint where I'm like, surely we can't all be buying this.
Well, do you want to know how I know the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding is weird? It's because just imagine anyone else on planet Earth that being their wedding. Like you're just talking to somebody and they're like, oh yeah, I'd say my dream wedding. Well, it's gonna be at Madison Square Garden
On July 4th.
Wait, like the concert venue? Wait, and like the national holiday? Yeah, I think it's gonna be on July 4th at the place where the New York Knicks play. Oh, okay. Well, who's gonna be there? Mostly no one I know personally. And a lot of people just from work.
Yeah.
Oh, like your work? No, it's kind of my industry overall. Just the showbiz, primarily.
Business. Just everyone in show business who happens to respond to my Hollywood Craigslist post.
Oh, and who's going to be officiating the wedding? Probably the water boy. I think we're probably
Bobby Boucher.
Probably Bobby Boucher. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's just like you'd be like, oh, this is weird. Who's gonna be there? Well, not Blake Lively and not Olivia Rodrigo.
Well, okay. And did you see the thing about how Lena Dunham gave a speech in which she said that football is straight guys
Reenacting
gay porn, and apparently that was like
divisive in the room.
Which I'm like, how is that divisive? That's like the most base joke you could make.
Also, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's like, when did she give the speech? Was it in Madison Square Garden? What do you mean divides the room? There's 30,000 people.
Apparently, it wasn't at Madison Square Garden. Everyone entered through Madison Square Garden, and the actual ceremony was in the New Jersey subway tunnel.
What?
That's literally what I just saw.
It reminds me of The Dark Knight Rises, where all the cops go down into the sewers to look for Bane, and then Bane blows up the entrances, so all the cops have to live in the sewer.
Yeah.
It's very much like...
I mean, that was another rumor, is that it wasn't even in MSG. That's just where all the celebrities entered.
I will say Taylor Swift's wedding, both where it's at and the type of people she had attending, it's very Gotham City. It's very, this is where the Riddler would strike.
Yeah.
It's very like all the celebrities in one place.
Well, I'm amazed everyone came out alive. I was expecting there to be some sort of like incident. Also, when you see like, again, pictures of like Reese Witherspoon, Stephen Colbert, Millie Bobby Brown, it's just like, that's weird as fuck.
That's
weird. That's the weirdest guest list, man. Yeah. And again, the only thing that these people have in common is that they're famous. Malala, I don't know if she was there.
Probably.
But she probably was.
Why not?
Malala probably was there.
Yeah. And that's how you know we're not famous, because we weren't there.
Yeah.
But again, here's the thing. I would love to go there because I'm not famous.
Right.
But if I were famous, I'd be like, no, I'm not trying to go there.
But again, I think it reinforces what I was saying earlier, 4th of July, which is that for famous people, 4th of July is a working holiday, and it always is. And you kind of have to figure out the best sales conference for you to go to on the 4th of July.
I would say the 4th of July feels like a working holiday to everybody.
It does, because everyone is performing something.
You have to perform.
Yeah.
You have to perform that I'm having so much fun today. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Well, we were talking about...
But maybe that's like, again, kind of a larger indicator of what it means to be an American, which is that we're performing that we really like what we have going on over here. And like, do we?
Yeah, we're all like performatively consuming because we're saying, look, if we consume, we'll have fun. Right. But then it's like, are we actually having the fun we're claiming we're having?
Yeah, are we? I have no idea. Like, do we feel like we have to have fun because everyone else around us is going like, I'm having fun, and then we're like out of place if we don't?
Also, let me be so clear. Yeah. We did have a fun 4th of July. I know this kind of conversation would make you think, wow, Jesus Christ, they had a lame 4th of July and they're making everyone's fun. No, we had a really fun 4th of July. But we're just talking about past 4th of Julys and the fact that
we just hung outside of Madison Square Garden and ate Taylor's Crocs.
Yeah, well, you did. They didn't give me one.
Right.
They said Taylor specifically said no to you. She knows your take about her fall off after lover. And she rejects it.
Yeah.
But again, I also think 4th of July is interesting because every other holiday, I think, signals the passage of time in a positive way. Do you know what I mean? Like Thanksgiving is like, let's all give thanks for what's happened this past year. Even Christmas is like, let's all give gifts as we draw this year to a close. New Year's, the new year is beginning. You know what I mean? 4th of July, it's kind of just about... It's about being the peak of something.
Yeah.
Like, and the only thing that happens after 4th of July is summer kind of starts to descend.
Yeah.
And maybe that's it. Maybe it's like 4th of July marks a very clear line of delineation where it's like, okay, before 4th of July, we're only getting more summer. And then after 4th of July, it's like summer starts to tick away. But again, jumping around, there is also something too. It's like the most fun you can have is when you're not going out of your way to have the most fun you can have. And I will say the real trick that I discovered about my birthday specifically, I started having the most fun birthdays when I stopped trying to like do fun things on my birthday and started just trying to do the things I like.
Yeah.
Which is like, it seems simple, but it's not. It's like, instead of trying to do the biggest, craziest stuff on my birthday, like, I don't know, like go to Vegas, go to Disneyland, which we did and have a nice time a few years ago. But I'm like, no, now it's just like, do the things you like.
Well, it is. It's about having your perfect day.
It's about having your perfect day.
It's about having your perfect day. Your perfect day. And that looks different to everyone. And a lot of times that doesn't mean doing the biggest, craziest, most ostentatious to do. It's involving, you eat your favorite foods and you like do the thing, you take a walk and you go to the gym and you get your work done because that makes you feel good. And blah, blah.
I think that's the big thing. It's not about having a perfect day. It's about having your perfect day.
I mean, I think, again, not to take credit for this, but I think I cracked this code earlier than you. Not to brag, not to compete, but I kind of realized that I realized like how much fun I have every day of my life and how like my birthday was somehow disappointing in comparison.
Yeah.
And then you start to realize like, oh, the biggest difference between every day of my life, which I love, and my birthday, which I'm like, oh, well, I'm like, my birthday's always so weird, is like that. On my birthday, there's this expectation of it's my birthday. And so if you just live your birthday like it's an average day in which you have a good time, that's going to be what makes your birthday good.
Well, also inherently when people are like, oh, I have to do on like a special occasion or a holiday, I have to do that holiday's things. Inherently, you're kind of never going to be having as much fun as you think you should because like those aren't your things.
No.
Well, it's the way like Thanksgiving dinner itself is not my perfect meal.
No.
I've never really been super satisfied with Thanksgiving meal, which again, this is a Dana invention that you brought into my life that I love. You go to Thanksgiving, you have it, but then you go out. Then you have like a post-dinner real dinner and you just have like a nice as fuck dinner.
A nice as fuck dinner. Yeah.
And that's the move.
And that's the freaking move.
And I think that applies to everything where it's like, no, do your version, do your stuff.
And in general, I think like, July 4th is the epitome of American sheeple holiday. It's like, it literally is that. It's, hello, sheeple. This is what we do on 4th of July.
Well, we were saying this. It's like we both had a hot dog for lunch. And we both enjoyed our hot dog. But it's like, would I have gotten a hot dog unless I knew I was supposed to get a hot dog?
Well, I know I wouldn't have because the place we went to get hot dogs, I was eyeing the menu and their tuna melt sounded really freaking good. But I was like, but it's 4th of July. So I
can't
didn't
get a tuna melt on 4th of July.
Because that's not a 4th of July food. Just goes to show.
Well, it's like on our wedding day, it was like, I know I'm supposed to get married in Madison Square Garden.
Right.
With all the cast of all the top rated streaming shows.
Yeah.
I know I'm supposed to do that.
I know that's what I'm supposed to do.
But instead I just got married in a small ceremony with my freaking wife and love.
Well, I know I'm supposed to marry someone who can help me get more brand deals with Big Pharma.
Yeah.
But that's not me. Like
that's not me.
Not me.
That's not me.
And so.
And we were like, we just got engaged, and they're like, oh, do you think you're gonna have your wedding before or after the NBA Finals? I know I'm supposed to invite the starting five of whoever won the NBA Finals.
I know I am, and I know I'm supposed to have Billy Madison officiate.
Yeah.
But that's just not me.
Here's also the thing: if Adam Sandler was officiating my wedding, I'd be like uncomfortable because I'd be like trying to make sure it was like fun for him. I'm like, now I'm totally trying to impress him with my wedding.
Well, Taylor Swift had this weird take. Did you see where she was talking about? She was like, a stressful wedding is one with 20 people. She goes, a wedding with like 1,000 people isn't stressful because like you don't have to worry about anyone. Basically saying that like it's such a big crazy ordeal that it actually becomes less stressful because it's like it's out of your hands. And I'm like, I guess that makes sense, kind of.
That's like you may as well just admit you're an alien.
But that's what she said. She was like, a wedding of 1,000 people isn't a big deal. A wedding of 20 people, now that's stressful. That's what she said.
So how would you know?
Well, to your point, probably because she had a secret wedding with her real husband with 20 people and it was stressful. But this work event at MSG was actually just like a really tiny concert. And she was like, 1,000 people, it's just like a really small concert.
Yeah, it's like the smallest venue she's played in a long time.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. She's like a fake promotional event with 1,000 people is actually not stressful.
Yeah.
What's stressful is trying to hide the true love of your life with 20 of your actual closest friends and try to prevent anyone from the press catching
She's like,
on.
no, that's stressful.
No, that's stressful.
Do you have anything else?
I do have one more thing, and
Okay,
it's just
cool.
that if we ever do get famous enough to like somehow meet Taylor Swift or even to get invited on Travis Kelce's podcast, I will be deleting this podcast off the internet forever.
Yeah,
And I will be
yeah.
pretending this never
This
happened.
episode will be privated immediately.
You'll know that we made it when this episode's digital footprint is erased.
Is erased forever. Yeah. And we are going to be, specifically for this episode, keeping tabs on everyone who clicks it.
Yeah.
And we will be eliminating you.
And we'll be eliminating
necessary.
you if necessary.
If necessary.
And I hope it's necessary.
So just don't run your mouth.
Don't be running your
Or
mouth.
you're going to
about
be
this.
eliminated.
On a lot of episodes, we're like, tell your friends.
Yeah,
On
we're
this
like, tell your
episode,
friends. Don't tell your
no
friends
one.
about this one.
Tell no one.
This one has to stay between us, guys.
Yeah. And then actually, if at any point in the future you come back and this episode's gone, no, we fucking made it.
Yeah, know that we made it.
No, we made it.
And you're going to be like, did I Mandela effect that they had a whole episode of their podcast where they just shit on Taylor and Travis's wedding? Yeah, you imagine that.
And then
we're going to gaslight you.
And then when you
about
see us on the red carpet and you're shouting and everyone's shouting because we're super
Yeah,
famous.
right.
And they're like, Robert, Dana, what about that episode where you said Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's fake wedding was really weird? And we're going to be like, you're crazy
Yeah, we're
for
gonna be
that.
like, you're freaking
And then we're going to
crazy.
turn to our security
Yeah.
and we're going to be like, get them.
Security, smack them.
Smack them.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying Chapel Roan was doing for a little while. They were
Well,
like,
but that actually touches on something I think is true, where when your music is good, you can do no wrong, because Chapel Roan can hit kids
or whatever.
or whatever, because freaking her music rocks. Meanwhile, as Taylor's music gets worse and worse, suddenly the things she does become seemingly more annoying.
A little bit, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, if you're making a product that I want to consume, I can excuse a lot of your behavior. But the second that your product deteriorates in quality, suddenly I find everything you do just atrocious and offensive.
Well, it's like if Taylor Swift hit like Shawn Mendes with the move she hit Olivia Rodrigo on, I probably wouldn't even care.
No, I wouldn't give a frick.
It's the
If she
fact-
wanted to like get songwriting credit on random Shawn Mendes songs, I'd be like, sure.
Yeah. If she's like, fuck it, say I
Yeah.
wrote Mercy. Say I wrote Life of the Party.
Say, yeah.
Fuck it, or I'm gonna sue
Yeah,
your
I'm gonna
ass.
sue your ass.
And I know you don't have the money or the willpower to face
To
me in
fight me,
court, even
yeah.
if you win.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I mean, I wouldn't care. But it's
No.
the fact that I think Olivia Rodrigo rules that it makes me go
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Also, like that her songs are really good and that she's half Filipino. And in my experience, many a jealous white woman love to come after an up and coming half Filipino. That's what I've experienced in my
Oh,
life.
this is just because you got to give Taylor Swift writing credit on your tweets.
Yeah, it's because Taylor Swift demanded that I give her credit for my tweets.
You tweet, my mom's a secret hater, written by Dana Donnelly and Jack Antonoff
And Jack
and Taylor
Antonoff and
Swift.
Taylor Swift and Calvin Harris. Thanks, Shakers.
I hope that
for
one day
listening.
this
Yeah.
episode ceases to exist.
Yeah. Here's to that.